Hello friends, we are back with NCERT Chapter 4 Heat for Class 7. What is heat? Heat is a form of energy that flows from a body at higher temperature to a body at lower temperature. The SI unit of heat is joule. The other commonly used unit is calorie. Let us understand the concept of heat with a few examples. An ice cube melts when taken out of the freezer and left in the open. This is because the temperature of the ice cube is lower than that of its surroundings, so the heat flows from the surroundings to the ice cube. A frying pan becomes hot when kept on a flame. This is so because the heat from the flame passes to the utensil. When the pan is removed from the fire, it slowly cools down because the heat is transferred from the pan to the surroundings. There are three methods of heat transfer: conduction, convection, and radiation. First, we will discuss conduction. Conduction is the process by which heat is transferred from the hotter end to the colder end of the object. Conduction takes place in solids. To understand the concept of conduction better, we will study an activity here. We take a metal rod and stick some nails along the length of the rod at equal distances using wax. We clamp the rod to a stand and then heat the other end. The nails start to fall as the wax that stuck them to the rod melts. The nail nearest to the flame falls down first, followed by the next one, and so on. The nail at the other end of the rod is the last one to fall. Thus, heat travels from one end of the rod to the other end. In solids, the particles are tightly packed. When we heat one end of the metal rod, the particles of the rod at this end start vibrating faster. These faster moving particles collide with their neighboring particles and pass on some of their energy to them. These neighboring particles thus start moving faster. They in turn pass on their energy to particles further away from the flame. This process continues and each particle keeps transferring the energy to the next particle while vibrating at its original position. Thus, heat is transferred from one end of the rod to the other end without the actual movement of the particles. What are conductors? The materials that allow heat to pass through them easily are called conductors. Examples are metals like aluminum, iron, copper. Since metals are good conductors of heat, cooking utensils are made of metals. Insulators or bad conductors are those materials that do not allow heat to pass through them easily. Examples are plastic, rubber, wood, glass, air, cloth, fur. The handles of cooking utensils are made of wood because wood is an insulator, and so we do not burn our hands while holding the hot utensil. Quilts and woolen clothes are bad conductors of heat. Moreover, they are fluffy and trap air in the spaces present in their fibers. Air, being a bad conductor of heat, does not allow our body heat to escape to the surroundings and keeps our body warm. This is why we wear woolen clothes in winter. In winter, if we are given a choice of using either one thick blanket or two thin blankets joined together, then we should choose two thin blankets. They would keep us warmer due to the air trapped between them. We now know that conduction takes place in solids, and liquids and gases are poor conductors of heat. So heat transfer in these substances takes place through convection. To understand convection, we study this activity. We fill a beaker with water and place a few crystals of potassium permanganate at the bottom. When we put the beaker over a flame, a stream of colored water rises in the beaker. The colored stream moves down through the sides of the beaker. When the water in the beaker is heated, the water near the flame gets hot. As hot water is lighter than cold water, it rises up. The cold water from the sides moves to take its place. This water also gets hot and rises up. This process continues till the whole water gets heated. This method of heat transfer by the actual movement of the particles is called convection. Convection takes place in gases also. When we light a candle and keep one hand above the flame and one hand on the side of the flame, the hand above the flame feels hot. This is because the air towards the top gets heated by convection. Sea breeze and land breeze that blow near coastal areas are examples of convection currents in gases. Sea breeze. During the day, the land gets heated up much faster than the sea water. The air above the land surface gets warmer and rises up. The cool air from the sea rushes in towards the land to take its place. The warm air from the land moves towards the sea to complete the cycle. This flow of cool air from the sea towards the land is called sea breeze. What is land breeze? During the night, the land cools much faster than the sea water. So the air above the land surface is cooler than the air above the sea. The warm air from the sea rises up. The cool air above the land rushes towards the sea to take its place. This flow of air from the land towards the sea is called land breeze. The third method of heat transfer is radiation. The methods of conduction and convection require a medium for heat to flow. However, radiation is a method of heat transfer without the need of any material medium. It is a method by which the heat from the sun reaches us traveling through space. It can take place whether a medium is present or not. It is the fastest mode of heat transfer. When we sit near a fire, the heat from the flame reaches us by this process. A hot utensil kept away from the flame cools down as it transfers heat to the surroundings by radiation. All hot bodies, whether solid, liquid or gas, radiate heat. When this heat falls on some object, a part of it is absorbed, a part of it is reflected, and a part may be transmitted. The temperature of the object increases due to absorbed part of the heat. The amount of heat absorbed or reflected depends on the nature and color of the objects. We take two identical tin cans and paint the outer surface of one black and of the other one white. We pour equal amounts of water in each and leave them in the sun for an hour. When we measure the temperature of water in both the cans, we find that the water in the can with black outer surface is warmer. This shows that dark colors are good absorbers while light colors are poor absorbers of heat. Again, we take two cans, one with black outer surface and the other with white outer surface. We pour the same amount of hot water at the same temperature in both and leave them in a shade. On noting the temperature after 10 to 15 minutes, we find that the temperature in the can with white outer surface is lower. This shows that light colors reflect more heat than dark colors. We wear light colored clothes in summer because light colored clothes are bad absorbers of heat and reflect most of the heat that falls on them. Dark colored clothes keep us warm in winter because they absorb more heat. Thank you for watching the video. If the video has been of any help to you, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more such videos. Thank you.